According to the Agency of Toxic Substances and Disease Registry, those who work in the oil industry are among those carrying the highest risk of asbestos exposure. It is interesting that an industry enjoying record profits in the 9 and 10-figure range would be spending a great deal of time and money in order to evade responsibility for the diseases caused by their use of asbestos products. In the run-up to the election of 2000, Richard Cheney, former Vice President of the U.S., who at the time was the CEO of Halliburton Incorporated, channeled nearly $500,000 to congressmen and congressional candidates who would support legislation eliminating a plaintiff's right to sue in asbestos cases. Oil rigs and asbestos. Oil drilling is hazardous by its very nature. Even in crude form, it is highly flammable as well as toxic, which are the reasons asbestos-containing products were used as insulation. The problem is that over time, this material becomes brittle, causing it to flake off, producing asbestos dust. In this state, it is said to be friable. Ironically, the protective gear issued by some oil companies were themselves the source of toxic asbestos. Asbestos fire suits made prior to the 1980s could expose a wearer to fibers were they to become worn or damaged. Bringing suit against an oil company. Like most asbestos suits, bringing action against an oil company or drilling contractor poses certain challenges, and the oil company's money and power are only a part of it. The last 25 years or so have seen a veritable feeding frenzy of mergers and acquisitions. The result is that the company a plaintiff worked for back when the asbestos exposure took place is likely to have been taken over by another corporation, which in turn may very well have been bought out by a third corporation. For example, Halliburton is a huge company with many subsidiaries that were acquired only in recent years. One example is Harbison Walker, a provider of nonmetallic materials suitable for use at high temperatures. The company merged with Dresser Industries in 1967 and was purchased by Global Industrial Technologies in 1993. In 1998, it was finally bought up by Halliburton. At the time, Harbison Walker already had well over 10,000 asbestos claims against it. Anyone who worked for an oil drilling contractor should realize that the company they worked for 30 to 40 years ago is now probably part of Exxon or BP. This is one good reason to hire a law firm that specializes in asbestos litigation. Such law firms either maintain or have access to massive databases for tracking this kind of information.
Thank you for watching. This video was produced by Asbestos.Net, a leading resource on all aspects of asbestos and mesothelioma. Our priority is to inform victims about the devastating effects of asbestos exposure, mesothelioma, asbestos cancer, asbestosis, and other asbestos-related diseases, and to advise them with a wealth of information. Individuals whose lives have been touched by mesothelioma have numerous questions and concerns. Their caregivers and family members also need accurate, reliable information. If you or a loved one have been diagnosed with mesothelioma or asbestos cancer and need more information, we invite you to visit and explore the thousands of pages of oncologist-reviewed material on Asbestos.net, to call our convenient toll-free number shown below and speak with a mesothelioma specialist, or to use the simple contact form found at Asbestos.net to request a free copy of our informative books, custom inserts, and DVD. Asbestos.net. Information and help for patients and families.